Oh, y'all want another video?
Hey everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants here. We need to go ahead and get into Housewives of Atlanta. You don't know this is like my 5th edit because I kept forgetting to say like all the stuff that happened. So we just need to get into it. So we pick up on the fight that just took place with good old Kenya of Moore Manor versus Kim Zolciak Bierman of 6 to 7 to 8 children. And I gotta say, we didn't hear all of the argument, and shout out to Bravo for giving us that edit because Kenya had way more to say than what she said, as did Kim. Now, Kim with the whole, girl, I was just asking a question about, you know, your man bit was like, girl, bye. You were not, you were digging, just like Kenya said. You were on that mess, sis. The whole penis comment came out of Kenya's mouth. That is when Kim really got up because we didn't see all that. And Marlo and Sheree are restraining Kim. Kim was getting up, sis. Kim was ready to go. Now, I don't know if she was just getting up just to go like this or whatever, but she was getting up. Now, she threw a water bottle, and I thought it was a glass. I thought it was a much bigger deal because Kroy was trying to calm Kim down, but, I mean, it's Kim. She threw that water bottle, and here come Kenya with her arms out like, oh, well, she's trying to check, am I bleeding? Did something happen? I don't know. It was funny. But they escort Kim out. Kim wants to say a whole lot of stuff. A lot of people can see that Kim provoked the situation. She did. And others would say, I don't know. Well, Sheree really, not others. Sheree would say, well, I didn't hear everything. Girl, please, you were right there. How did you not hear everything? Did you start doing this? What's going on? Like, you missed the fight? You, Sheree? Okay. But you were really quick to tell that to Candy. Okay, I'll get to that. Hold on, Matthew. Did y'all also peep that how everybody outside was watching the fight from the window? Can you imagine being outside and all of a sudden the girls go in and they start fighting and you're just watching from like afar? Like, they really do this in real life. To close out that argument and getting on to what happened after that argument, which I thought was so, what? Both of them are wrong. Kim is wrong for even trying to start something for some reason, even saying that stuff out the side of her neck. Like, what is your issue, chick? Seriously. But Kenya, you didn't have to go all the way left field like that. Yes, she's coming for you and she's doing you like that, but you should be secure. I know that the girls, they always question your jush, lady, I know, but the transphobic comment and all that, that was so nasty and unnecessary. I'm sure a lot of trans girls look up to you and buy your products, so come on now. Gots to do better. Gots to do better. But after that whole incident, why did Kim, Sheree, and Kroy go over to Porsha's house while she's fixing them dusty wigs? And the rest of the girls still at Nene's house, like, let's have a recap of the fight. I got a couple of comments about what went down in Porsha's house and shit that was said. The first is, so you're telling me, Porsha, you drink Hennessy because it's organic and a part of your vegan lifestyle? Okay. Y'all, I didn't care to have the time for the research. It sounded stupid coming out of her mouth. If that is true, hit me up in the comment section because I would love to know that. Listen, now when Kim said that Kenya said her injured son in her read about Brielle, I don't know about that, y'all. Again, we could have had the editing destroyed, you know, that was completely edited out. We don't know. Because again, the first episode didn't give us the full tea, and the second episode gave us the full, like, I guess the full argument. But either way, it didn't sound truthful, and it sounded like Kim was just putting that on top of whatever Kenya said to make it sound like whatever she said was even nastier than what it was. That's not cute, and I don't like girls like that. Don't lie on me like that. That is some bull, okay? Yeah, that wasn't cute. Sheree, I didn't hear that. She could have said that, but I didn't hear that. You were right there. You were sitting right next to her. How did you? Okay, all right. Anywho, Kim and Kenya were ready to handle each other. They just saw each other. They didn't want to speak. They knew what was up. Somebody threw a bone. She bit. Boom. Argument. That girl really said Hennessy is organic. The rest of the episode was just kind of a way of saying we're going to San Francisco with Sheree. and Sheree getting all the girls together. I invited everybody. Her seeing Candy and, you know, having that discussion. And then, of course, we move on to Nene and Marlo, which shout out to Marlo. Can we have her just on all the time, like every episode? I know they haven't given that girl a peach, or maybe she doesn't want one. I don't care. Either way, Marlo needs to have all the screen time because she's entertaining as hell, okay? Her and Nene together are great. But it was just them getting together to go to San Francisco. Now, Marlo's not really invited to San Fran, but Nene's like, I'm going to take her with me anyways. And she needs to have backup because she feels like Cynthia has Kenya's back a little too hard, which I'm like, Nene, we're still talking about that? We're still talking about that, sis? I love you, Nene. You know I do, but Cynthia is just cool with Kenya like that. They have a good relationship together. You and her stopped talking for a little bit. Remember, y'all were on the outs. Like, give it a sec. Let them have their little moment. You know, Nene's that friend that needs to have all her friends be her friend and be that best friend to her, but I don't know. We're gonna switch positions because that left arm was giving me kind of, it's a little hot. It's hot. It's hot in here. Don't judge me. Sweat. Okay, so before I get to San Francisco and the tea that was spilt there, because again, I'm skipping through a couple things here, y'all. It wasn't that interesting of an episode. It had points of interest. So let's get to the airport. It was super awkward when Porsha and Candy had their interaction. You know, Porsha still believes that this gonna be something, girl. I don't think so, baby. And you could play like, oh, well, that's Candy. I'll let her get to. No, girl, no. No. But I will say Porsha looked super cute going to the airport, as did Candy. Now, Cynthia rolls up and it's like, okay, so this is all who's rolling with us? Candy had that funny comment when she said, well, you know, we could use one less person to roll with us here. And Porsha said, huh? But Nene ended up showing up as well as Kenya. So I almost forgot this. I had to come back and refilm this part, but I almost forgot about the Sheree and her new kind of boo thing that Nene called her out for, saying, you in love, girl. And we come to find out it's the same guy who the argument was over. What season was that? Where Nene had the Trump checks and fixed. They were like kind of happy she's opening up, but Nene has some concerns, and that is going to be played out on the next episode. All right, let's get to it. The dinner party. The whole dinner, the Nene versus Porsha argument. Prior to that, let's give a round of applause for Marlo showing up in lingerie and calling it an outfit and saying you had a robe on, that dress. I don't know. It was cute. It was still cute for Marlo. It was still cute. It was like, girl, it looked like she was about to go to a gig after that. Only Marlo. So the fight. It was as if, it was like master versus student. Nene being the master, Porsha being the student. So funny. It was one of the funniest, pettiest arguments ever, because they just were repeating each other. You are upset. No, you're the one that's upset. No, you're the one that sounds angry. No, you're the one that sounds angry. Well, you're the one that's in anger management. Well, you need anger management. It was a lot of that. It was a lot of that, children. And it kept on going. But when Porsha said, we all need to be responsible for our actions, it was like, Candy said it best. I know you, Porsha, are the last person that's talking about that. Here's me for this argument, and they're both wrong in a certain way, because Nene didn't need to say all that. She didn't technically said she needed to be fired, but she did, you know, imply that that's what should have been done. Frickin' Fraud was about Porsha and Phaedra. There you go, point blank. There it is, people. Now, Porsha had stuff to say on Dish Nation too. Also, they hadn't spoken in like what, 2 years prior to all that going down. So there was built up resentment on a friendship level. I will say Porsha was handling it though. I will say Porsha was holding her ground. Was she winning with her words? Absolutely not. Was Nene getting across a little bit better? Yeah, Nene was also a little louder too. Trust and believe, a lot louder. But it was hilarious when Nene's bun is falling out as she is shaking her head at Porsha, and it's falling out. And Marlo's a good friend because she was popping that bun back up like, girl, what is going on? Falling out, just yelling mad. She is mad. So this is where I'm at. I'm with Nene on this one, but when Nene was saying that Porsha was the one, no, you're the one that's mad. No, Nene, you are mad, girl, because Porsha over there was barely shuffling her shoulders for you, sis. Yeah, she was pressed, but you were mad, sis. Portia's pressed. You're mad, okay? Nene's upset, y'all, because remember, and we saw this because I'm glad they rolled the footage back, that Nene had Portia's back when nobody was really messing with her like that when Kenya jumped onto the scene. When it was Kenya and Portia's first season, it was all that mess. And they got into that huge argument, and it ended up with Porsha fighting Kenya and getting kicked off the show and just becoming a friend of the show. And then getting her peach back later, okay? After, you know, saying she was sorry and taking the proper steps to better herself. Porsha was good TV. They couldn't lose her. Let's just be real, okay? But with Nene, Nene was one of those people who was like, girl, I championed for you to keep your job at that time, for you to get help, for you to be this better person. Yeah, Nene has been the girl to go off on folks and yell and scream and do the most. Yes, Nene has been that girl. But why is it that, because what she's done in the past, we can't accept the words that are coming out of her mouth that is complete truth. Basically like a donkey calling someone an ass. No, girl, you're an ass. So I get it, people. I get where you're coming from. Nene's a hypocrite, blah, 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 blah. I got it, because she has definitely done those things too. But if it's in the now and in the moment, and if it's, here's me. I'm not going to be the person to go, well, girl, I'm not going to say nothing because I've done that shit too. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Now, does that mean for me that I need to take note of the situation that's happening in front of me and make sure I don't make myself look like this? Absolutely. But the whole, girl, you mad, no, you this, you that, da, 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 da. I was your only friend, I had your back, da, da, da. It was all that. Kenya also interjecting a couple of times to say, you know, Porsha, when you did it, Kenya, that wasn't for you. That was Nene and Porsha's fight. I missed a couple things here, but I'm just going to bring up a couple funny reads I thought were hilarious throughout the episode. Now, back to Porsha's house when Kim and Sheree and Corey had showed up. So we're just going to pretend that Porsha didn't call Brielle hoe daughter. Talking about your injured son and your hoe daughter. And it was like, silent. Also, when Sheree brought up Kim and had the joke about the 27 kids bit, hilarious. Before the whole argument took place between Nene and Porsha, when Sheree started talking about how Porsha and Nene needed to fix things, and Nene started smiling like really, really hard, I'm like, ooh, if that's not me, man. If it's starting to sound like some mess, I immediately start smiling, like super glossy teeth. I missed a couple of things. Oh, speaking of missed, I missed talking about Nene and Greg. Gotta say, glad that Greg's feeling better, and I hope that he continues on his recovery. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, back to what we were talking about. Tell me what you thought about last night's episode of Real Housewives. Whose team are you on? If you're on any team, what was your most memorable moment? I mean, who are you living for right now? Who do you hate? I mean, I don't want y'all to spew hate, but I mean, some of these people are getting on my nerves too. All right, y'all. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check back in again next Monday. We have to see how this episode continues because it's a to-be-continued one now. And also, remember to check in with me Wednesday morning for Dragula, for my Dragula fans. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Monday as I pull down this shoulder that, God, that was up there for a while. Talk to y'all later, kids. I'm a mess.